Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another bout of Propagandacast news with me, your host, Imperial Dane, Master of News. And, well, it's more Total War news as we finally got the first sort of Total War Saga game announced. They've something they've been talking about, teasing about for quite some time, and they finally go around to announcing it. So not only did we just recently get, out of nowhere DLC expansion announced for Total War Rome 2, we got a Saga game, and that is The Thrones of Britannia, hence why I'm playing Total War Attila, which is sort of kind of what they're envisioning, in this case much more focused on England. In fact, it'll just be sort of a much larger England. Apparently this England would be about roughly the size, of say Total War Attila's map, so it's going to be in a huge blown up England, maybe a bit of Ireland as well, we'll find out eventually, but basically all England, and it's basically actually 100 years after this, with said here doing this part, which I can't quite remember the name of, but basically where Charlemagne's going on there, but they're doing the ratings between the Vikings, the Danes, and the kingdoms of England. How many were there back then under Alfred the Great? I can't quite remember the name right now, so of course my quick apologies to their training who are hugely into that. But overall, it will be set doing that. There has been no gameplay shown for that compared to, say, the other one there, the Empire Divided, because that was just based on something we got. Here, this is sort of more news. There's nothing there. It's just a really neat trailer, but just, there to set the mood, Lots of Vikings, Britons fighting, people getting stabbed, shields, stuff like that. Nothing, hugely specific. Nothing that really tells us what's going to come down the road. Just, things are happening, basically. No real great details on the plot. Just, again, Norsemen, or most likely Danes. The Norwegians actually were sort of more likely to raid around, this part, Ireland. And the Swedes basically sort of went more down Russia, sort of Eastern Europe there. The Danes were sort of more, hit England, hit northern France, and then once the Normans came, they sort of further took it down further south. Fun facts there for those not aware. So, what could sort of be about? I mean, if you sort of consider the sort of content, which is sort of more narrative elements being added in, not just you got a faction take the world, but you get storylines with characters and the likes there. And considering again, this is a much more focused period, we're likely going to see more of that. Focused on specific characters. Likely sort of one based on the Danish king, one based on whatever they got going there. Sort of different kingdoms there spread across England as well. So that's sort of what I imagine there, for example, will be going on. The research will probably try and fit in there, and there'll probably be some greater mechanics between the Danes, for example. They'll probably be more raid oriented. There'll be some Dane law stuff as well, I'm sure. Those sorts of things. Probably not the Dane law was about them, but they tend to stretch a bit. They sort of have to fit something in to fit gameplay. So that's sort of how I imagine them setting all of this up. And again, I mean, I could easily be wrong. We won't truly know until we do know. But, bit of speculation and never heard. Obviously, I can imagine stuff like, housecarls for the Danes, large armoured bodyguards for all that, steadfast armoured troops, raiders and archers and some things like that. So, there's certainly a lot, to potentially going on there. There'll probably also be something with the, the Picts or Scots up there in the north as well. They're in the lovely Dumbarton. Bloody amazing name, that. Dumbarton. Can't ever get tired of saying Dumbarton. I'm probably saying it wrong to emphasize something else. So those are sort of the news there. Again, not a lot at the moment besides, alright, we're going. Thrones of Britannia. Time for Vikings to kick some silly British arse, most likely. So we'll have to see what goes from there. I'll of course update as we get more actual news, gameplay and so on there, sort of give you my thoughts on it. But so far, I mean, cool. It's going to hit some point next year. I don't know, probably anticipate somewhere around the mid-year maybe. Ish. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoyed this news update. If you didn't subscribe, like, share and comment on it. And of course, big thanks to more Patreon supporters, without which this episode was only been possible. And of course, if you'd like what I do consider donating or pledging on Patreon. Links in the video description. That helps me out a ton, constantly making all of these videos. As of course, if I had to actually take up a job, I wouldn't be able to find the time most likely to do all of this. So, consider chipping in $1 or $2 or pledging on Patreon. This is Imperial Link. Cheers, thank you for watching. Hope to see you all for another video. Cheers.